Hello, everybody. Welcome to the JD Theory. Today we're doing something a lot different. We are doing the death metal band tier list. Oh boy. Yeah. So, as you know, tier list, S tier being the best, down to F tier being the worst. And unlike previous tier list videos I've done, I actually organized all the bands I'm not overly familiar with into the N/A category, and this tier list in particular had, let me see, 270 plus names. So of course I'm not gonna know every band under the sun, right? But there were a few that I did recognize, but I just couldn't remember what they sounded like. I've sorted those out as well. Either way, here we are, the death metal band tier list. And we are starting off with Obituary, who I actually caught live earlier this year. They played at the Knockdown Center in Brooklyn. I love me Obituary, man. They got some great albums. I always think of their second and third album. I bought some merch from, it was like the 25th year anniversary or 20th year anniversary of, what's their goddamn second album called? Cause of Death, man. Cause of Death and World Demise. Awesome albums. Of course, Slowly We Rot is a classic as well. I think I'm going to put Obituary in the... do we go an S tier off the rip? I think we have to, man. Even their more recent work has been pretty good. It's a little more like groovy death metal. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, their album from was it 2023 or 2022? That was pretty good. Oh, 6 Feet Under. The only 6 Feet Under album I ever listened to was their first one, and I didn't think it was horrible. I know people really take a dump on their newer music, but I'm not familiar with their newer music, so I can't really speak on that. I know people say Chris Barnes' vocals just went to the shithouse, essentially, but for me, man, I didn't think their first album was overly offensive. D tier for now. I mean, I didn't go back to it, really. I thought it was weird that it was how would I describe the first 6 Feet Under album? I guess it was also groove metal oriented. I don't know, I feel like a lot of bands in that time period were going for groove metal, even if, they're from a different genre. So next we have Gorguts. I'm probably just gonna drop them in the C tier, right in the middle. I'm very indifferent. I've heard a ton of songs, but I don't know if I've listened to a full album. And Gorguts has a bit of an experimental edge to them. I've seen a lot of people either praise them or take a dump all over them. I'm in the middle. I have no decisive opinion about Gorguts. Okay, this... I can't read this logo. Here, let's zoom in together. I can't read this. So what I was going to do is just say this is Sanguine Sugarbog. And we're just going to count it as Sanguine Sugarbog, because they have an unreadable logo as well, and I actually love that band. So I'm going to put that in the A tier? A tier. Yeah, that is Sanguine Sugarbog. I don't care what the actual logo is for, because if you want me to know who you are, you should maybe make your logo a little more readable, right? So yeah, Suffocation. Oh, now we get a little bit of, I guess you could say pre-slam. Well, I wouldn't call Suffocation themselves slam metal. slam death metal. What would you call it? It's like right in between. Maybe you do call it slam. I don't know. I'm gonna go Suffocation, probably B tier. Great album, Effigy of the Forgotten is amazing. They have another one that I can't remember the name of, but yeah, who doesn't love Suffocation, man? And they opened the door to a lot of really awesome bands like Internal Bleeding, stuff like that. Amon Amarth. See, there was a time I would probably just chuck this in the F tier, but I've gained some respect for Amon Amarth. They're fun, man. They're having fun. If I genuinely put them in the F tier, I think that's kind of lame for me to do, right? Oh, these guys are having fun. They suck. Nah, man. But I'm just going to put it in the D tier, meaning it's not for me. It's not for me. If something ends up in the F tier, it sucks, all right? But next we have, oh baby, what a divisive band. People are all over the place with In Flames, mostly because they've had radical shifts in sound throughout their career. And In Flames, for me, one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm sorry. I've listened to everything they ever made. And yes, they do have some bad stuff, but some of their in the middle stuff I still find to be really good. And I would argue In Flames have some of the best maybe the best album run of any melodeath band I could think of, man. We're talking, if we're counting Jester Race to Colony, Clayman, Something Your Remains, Reroute and Remain, or whatever. And there was another one after that. I don't know. In Flames, I'm throwing an S tier, man. I love all their albums. I love a lot of their songs. Not all their songs, and not all their albums. Let me not say that, but I love most of their songs and most of their albums. And they have some of the best just melodeath songs ever made, man. Episode 666, Clad in Shadows, Dead Eternity. Dude, what's that song? Ordinary Story. God, man. Alright, Morgion. Now we're talking about some doom metal. Death Doom. I'm surprised they're on this list, because they are definitively like a Death Doom band, which leans more in doom. But that's fine, because I actually love Morgion. I would listen to them a lot going to sleep. Unfortunately, a lot of their discography is not on Spotify. So I've only heard like 2 albums, because I'm not digging these days, man. I don't have the time. I really don't. But Morgiana, I'm gonna put you up in the B tier. I like it. I like it moderately well. Pestilence. Okay, Pestilence, they have the same vocalist as, or the vocalist from Pestilence would go on to another band that I'm drawing a blank on. It's another Death Doom band. Oh, what are they called, dude? How about we do a little Google search? Is that crazy? Pestilence band. Okay. I know. It's a little early in the video for these shenanigans. But we're doing it. We're committing. Okay, your members. Are you the guy who's in other bands? Doesn't look like it. Pestilence. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? You guys know the band I'm referring to. New guitar player. Asphyx. Yeah, man. I actually prefer this band to Pestilence a lot. What was their album, dude? It had like a zombie on the cover. I think it's their first album. No, it's not their first album. Last One on Earth. This is so good, man. Yeah. Get a look at that creepy all bag of worms. Did I listen to The Rack? That looks familiar. I think I listened to The Rack too, but I don't really remember that one fondly. Last One on Earth was an absolute banging album. Oh, here's another video I have loaded up. Ooh, a little spoiler, the death metal bracket, which we will get to after we finish the tier list. But Pestilence, we're going to throw that in the C tier. I'm indifferent about Pestilence. I know a lot of people say Consuming Impulse is the greatest death metal album ever released. Hasn't really been for me. Ooh, Dismember. Like an Ever-Flowing Stream is such a great album, but I think it broke my speakers, man. I think it's mixed so bad, and even the remastered edition is mixed really bad, so it just destroys my speaker when I play it at max volume. Well, maybe I shouldn't be playing my speaker at max volume to begin with, but Dismember certainly does not help that. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. I know there's a point where I blow my nose in just about every video, but it's goddamn November, man. It's cold outside. You know? It's not easy. It ain't easy having a nose in these weathers. Alright, Nile. Nile has some cool stuff, man. I've listened to... was it their first album? I listened to one Nile album a lot, which I am forgetting the name. Nile Band Discography. Let's see, man. I listened to a couple of their albums, too. Alright, so my recording had to cut because I got a goddamn alarm I forgot to turn off before recording, so that's fun. Amongst the Catacombs of Nephrika. And this is why I can't remember the album names, because they're always on some Egyptian stuff. What else did I listen to, man? I listened to Black Seeds of Vengeance. I wasn't in love with that. I listened to 3 albums, though, and I can't remember what the other one was. Nile Discography. Let's see. Amongst the Catacombs, In Their Darkness. I guess I listened to this, In Their Darkness Shrines, because I listen to every album, every artist, their discography in order. I try to do that intentionally. I'm probably going to put Nile in the B tier as well. Exhumed. Man, what are you guys... hold on. Exhumed band. Let me refresh my brain, because it's a familiar name. What did you guys do? Oh, man, you guys are the European guys, right? These guys are European, right? You know, I think I'm going to have to put... God damn it, I keep flipping to the wrong damn page. The death metal tier list. Exhumed, I'm going to put you in N/A. I thought I was familiar enough with you guys to rank you. I don't think so anymore. Vader, going to put you right in the C tier. I think Vader is a little... all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's for me particularly. I think it's cool. They almost like blend like tectonic thrash metal with death metal, which is funny because that's what death metal kind of like evolved out of. But yeah, man, I think it's cool. Gonna take a sip of coffee real quick. All right. All right. Also, Jungle Rot, I believe, is similar to Vader. I'm just going to toss him in the N/A. Might have overestimated my familiarity. And I guess Suffocation, now that I'm thinking about it, because I see Cryptopsy here, I guess you'd call Suffocation brutal death metal. Yeah, not slam. I always forget there's that bridge right in between brutal death metal, regular death metal, and slam metal. Deicide, man. Whew. I think I'm gonna put Deicide in the S tier. I think you have to. Their first 3 albums are so dope. Even their 4th and 5th have merit to them. Or like, what's their 4th album? It's like The Light of the Serpent or some shit. Deicide, man. Especially their self-titled album. Their first album. I don't know if I'm going to get demonetized for saying some of the names, but I'm not monetized to begin with right now, so whatever. Suicide Sacrifice. Off their second album, what's it called? Trifixiation. Oh, man. I'm forgetting a song. Dead by Dawn. Yeah. Carcass. I think, oh man, I don't want to just, overstack the S tier, but I think we're getting a lot of great bands off rip. I think you gotta put Carcass in the S tier, man. Even the stuff they do now is so good. If there is an argument to go down to A tier, it would be their more grindcore, deathcore, not deathcore, excuse me, death grind. Their like first 2 records are kind of trash unless you're really into that stuff. But as somebody who really isn't into grind, it just sounds messy and sloppy and unimpressive. I don't know. I've heard good death grind. There's a band doing it right now that's really good. Like, what are they called? Broken Sword and Shield? Sword and Shield? Sword and Shield grind album. No, we're not talking about Pokemon. Grindcore. Full of Hell. Broken Sword, Rotten Shield. Full of Hell. Yeah, these are the guys, man. Yes. Alright, so these guys do death grind in a good way. Oh, well, I'm looking at they're just considered grindcore. I don't know, man. Too hard to call. I try to be on top of my genres. It's not easy, man. Cryptopsy. Gonna throw you in the probably C tier. I haven't spent enough time. I listened to their None So Vile, I think once, and I never got back to it, but I think maybe that's because I was checking it out when I wasn't really in the mood for death metal. So maybe I gotta give them a retrace at a more appropriate time. Gojira. I don't think I've heard enough of Gojira. I'm gonna put them in the N/A category. I've heard a few songs, but I can't remember them. Paradise Lost. I think I gotta do the same thing with you. I think I was mixing Paradise Lost up, like mixing them up with Anathema. Because Anathema, I would have been able to get on this list. And I know they're similar, but Paradise Lost was never my go-to, so I'm not overly familiar with their work. Immolation. C tier. I think their album with the angels on it, it was like an angel fighting a fallen angel. Immolation first album. Dawn of Possession, yeah. I thought it sounded good, but I wasn't really pulled by any track in particular. I think it kind of just exists. But that's okay. It exists perfectly fine. And we're back one more time because apparently I had another alarm on I forgot to turn off. Jeez, man. Editing this is not going to be fun, especially since I got to get to work nice and early today. No fun, no fun, no fun. Necrophagist. Oh. Alright, so this is like tech death, but it's really like gruff vocally, which is kind of interesting because I know tech death would turn into that. This is kind of the trailblazer for modern tech death, but when Death and Atheist were doing it, I think it was a bit cooler. But Necrophage is still a really great band. I'm going to put them in the C tier as well. Cannibal Corpse, you know I got to drop them in the S tier. Love me some Cannibal Corpse, man. I guess we'll see what's going on with the bracket when it's time to... what's going on with the tiers, if we got to shake them up later, but right now, this looks fine to me. I haven't seen anything F-tier worthy. Maybe I spoke too soon, dude. I don't like anything I've ever heard by Napalm Death. Meaning I've listened to Scum, but everybody kind of heralds that as a classic album. I thought it was really bad. I don't know. It's definitely grind, but it's even goddamn Carcass's interpretation of grind early on was way better than Napalm Death, man. I don't know. Maybe I have to listen to more. I can only judge based on what I've heard. And F tier sounds about right for Scum. That's the only album I listened to, but it wasn't long, but it was like 30 tracks. Children of Bodom. Probably D tier. I'm not like overly crazy about Children of Bodom. They're almost like symphonic death metal. Or maybe power death metal. I don't know. But they definitely do a bit more than just being melodic. This Bloodbath, I don't think I could talk about this extensively, give an honest opinion. Bolt Thrower. I think I'm going to throw Bolt Thrower in C tier. I've not listened to a full album. I've listened to all their top songs, but I've heard enough of them to know I think they're good. I just haven't taken the plunge I need to yet, so Bolt Thrower I'm just going to put in the C tier for now, because they are good. What's the name of this band again? Nethalich Band? What are you guys called, man? That's definitely not their name. Ooh, help me out. Death metal band. Is this it? Nethalich? Demolich. And this is their album, Nespithy. Alright. Okay, so this guy had a super gurgly, alien-like vocal style that would kind of be the blueprint for brutal death metal from that point forward. Dude sounded like a frog drowning in grease. But it was awesome, man. Their one album they did was pretty freaking good. I'm going to put them in B tier. Demolich. Behemoth. Probably C tier. I think they're very mixed. I think their early stuff is pretty bad. But their more recent stuff, it's hit or miss. Like, The Shit of God was... I think that was really good. Sorry, I'm like yawn talking. Yeah, Behemoth I think is fine in C tier. Massacre. You are who I think you are, right? Massacre band. You released like one... Oh, no. I was confusing you for somebody else, but I'm still familiar with you because I listened to this album. From Beyond. Oh, what was the song off From Beyond that I really liked? Let me just check. I hope you guys don't mind when I bounce to the internet mid-video. I think it's fun. We get to look at stuff together, but if you find that annoying, I could understand as well. Chamber of Ages is the song I am thinking of. Really freaking great. Yeah, I'm going to put Massacre in the probably C tier. You know, they're good. They're just good. I think B tier maybe. B tier. Autopsy. Another band, I don't know if you'd call this death doom, because it's definitely leaning way heavier in death metal. But Autopsy, I used to like a lot a couple years back. Now, every time I'm looking for death metal, they don't really scratch the itch for me. I did like them at one point, so I'll throw them in the D tier, but they're not a band I seek anymore. Atheist, I think, is dope. Atheist is dope. I wish they had more records. Probably going to put Atheist in the B tier. Yeah. Atheist in the B tier. Rivers of Nile. Man, what a band. Okay, I'm going to throw Rivers of Nile in the A tier. That's the perfect band for an A tier. Their most recent album was really good, even though it's... I don't know if you could even call them death metal anymore. But they're definitely great as a band. You know. Oh, man, what was their new album called? Rivers of Nile. They have a ton of great stuff, though. I don't think they've missed a single album. Band. It's because I didn't spell it Nihil. Conscious Seed of Light is dope. Where the Owl Knows My Name is dope. Rivers of Nile. Yes, it was their self-titled. I think their newest album is their best. I don't care how death metal it is. It's great. Suborbital Blues, Dustman, Water and Time, House of Light, Evidence, American Death. Dude, pretty much the whole track list is great. Was that this year, 2025? That might be one of the best albums of the year. Gate Creeper. Let me just remind myself. Gate Creeper. I kept you on for a reason. What did I listen to by you? Gate Creeper. You guys are you guys the Doom, the Epic Doom death band? Let me see. Let me go to your wiki, dude. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if you are the guys I'm thinking about. I might be confusing you with a different band. Let me see this cover. Yeah, I think I'm confusing you with somebody completely different. I'm going to put you guys in the N/A category. I have heard the name before, Gate Creeper, but I'm definitely applying it to something else. The Halo Effect. Oh, okay. So I love In Flames. I'm kind of in the middle on Dark Tranquility. I think I don't know, dude. The songs on this did not go for me. Well, they have two albums, and both of them I thought were pretty underwhelming. Yeah, I don't. I might throw them in the F tier, man. I don't know. I really don't like the Halo effect, and I know a lot of people do. A lot of people see it as being better than modern In Flames and modern. Excuse me, and modern. What's their name? Dark Tranquility, but I do not think so whatsoever. The songs are pretty slow and doesn't scratch any itches for me, man. If I'm being honest, it just doesn't. Sip of the coffee again. Ooh, baby. Cup of Joe to get me go. Opeth. I listen to Sorceress. I listen to Still Life. I was listening to Sorceress again recently too, because it's almost like progressive rock. I don't know how to explain it, man. It reminds me of some 70s bands, but Opeth I'm going to throw in C tier. Right in the middle. Not familiar enough with their discography to put them any higher. Oh, let's throw Job for a Cowboy up in the A tier, dude. Moon Eater and Sun Healer, or maybe it's Moon Healer, Sun Eater, I don't know. Those last two albums, bangers, man, and their earlier stuff, kind of mixed. You know, I think their first death metal album, or I guess their first full-length album was pretty good. I know they had that EP Doom before, which was like deathcore, which I didn't think was bad. It reminded me of like the Red Chord, stuff like that. Yeah, Job for a Cowboy and A tier. I think that's very fitting. Great band. Speaking of great bands, I mean, Death is going to S tier, man. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Do I even need to explain myself? If you have listened to Death, even if you don't like death metal remotely, you might just like Death. That's how it was for years for me, man. I did not like death metal at all, but I love the song Crystal Mountain, and I love the song Symbolic. Yeah, I remember, like, as a kid, just hearing Crystal Mountain on YouTube. It was in some weird playlist, man, and I'd be listening to Linkin Park and Papa Roach and Death Crystal Mountain just as a kid, you know? Finger 11, all the stuff you get into, all those initial bands. But yeah, man, Death is awesome. They're so good. Dying Fetus. You guys are funny. You guys are really funny. I think I'm going to put them in the B tier. If only for... if only for this one specific EP I'm thinking about. Let me find it for you all. Let me find it. I think it came out 2000 or 99. No. It was an EP, Grotesque Impalement. Oh, you're telling me there's not a page for this? Come on, dude. Oh, some of the songs on this, Hail the Mighty North. Dude. Alright, Bandcamp, we could look at the track list. Of course, the self-titled track, Grotesque Impalement. Yeah, okay, Hail the Mighty North, Forest Trolls of Satan, Anno Clitoris 666 Opus the Second. Dude, listen to this song. It's so funny. It's like a power ballad by by a death metal band. I love it. Benediction. Did I listen to your new album? I don't remember. I'm going to put you in N/A. Not enough context. Black Dahlia Murder. I listened to something by you guys, but I think I'm going to do the same thing here. Put you in not enough context because I don't remember too well. S-Fix. Gonna put you in B tier. I think you're dope. I think you're cool enough. Yeah. Sorry, I'm falling apart a little bit. I need a minute to breathe. Whew. It's still early in the morning, man. It's about to be 9 a.m. Oh, yeah. You ever hit that big stretch? Oh, man. Obscura. Let's do the giggle. Obscura. What do we got? Band. Jesus Christ. Lord Almighty. Okay, maybe I don't recognize you guys either, which is okay. We will just move on. Bye-bye, Obscura. And I see Morbid Angel. Yeah, we got Morbid Angel up next. Gonna put you in the A tier. I don't love Morbid Angel the same way I love a lot of bands from their class, like Death, Obituary, and Deicide. Or Cannibal Corpse, for that matter. I think they were a little more raw. Actually, no, that's not even true. Cannibal Corpse, their early stuff was a lot more raw. Immortal Visions is great. I just have had a hard time digesting other Morbid Angel material. It just doesn't sit as well for me as some of these other bands' follow-up albums. I'm kind of just locked on their first. Cancer. Not enough context. I should have sorted this out a little better because we're getting a lot of these. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a handful right there. Okay, and we got a few bands left. I think I'm going to save those guys for part 2. Maybe we do a little inter-tier list organizing before we get on to part 2. I think I'm going to put In Flames at the top of the S tier. Is that sacrilegious? I don't know. Obituary, Death, Carcass. I'm going to put Carcass above Deicide. And Obituary? Yeah, maybe. I saw both of these guys live last year. Carcass and Obituary, and Cannibal Corpse, who I will put above Deicide as well. Maybe, yeah, Deicide maybe in the top of the S tier. I mean the top of the A tier, excuse me. Then Sanguine, Sugarbug, Rivers of Nile, Job for a Cowboy, Morbid Angel. I think I'm going to move Job for a Cowboy here. Wow, I just cannot stop sneezing today. Hold on. Well, I guess I should explain a little bit also. I own a cat. Not by choice, mind you, but I do have a cat. And I'm allergic to cats. So day to day is not ideal breathing wise, but that is all right. I'm not severely allergic. It's just sniffles. Demolich goes below Suffocation, and Morgion. We'll put Morgion at the top of the B tier. Dismember. Yeah, probably here. Nile, I could go second highest. Atheist, right below Nile. Massacre, Ace Fix, we'll put, boom. Yeah, that's about right for B tier. We're just sorting everything out before we move on to the next part. Gore Guts and Immolation. Probably Immolation. And I'll take Pestilence above Gore Guts too. And probably Vader. Let's get Vader above Gore Guts. Maybe Opeth I'll move to around right here. Bolt Thrower, Necrophagist I'll put right here. How are we thinking about the order? Am I getting yelled at right now? Are the comment sections going crazy? Probably not. Nobody's probably watching up to this point in the video, which is fine. We're still on the growth journey, the journey to the top. Probably not the top. I'll put the halo effect above Napalm Death. And D tier, I think I care for Children of Bodom the least. And I think I like Autopsy the best in D tier. If only for the time I used to be into them. Yeah, so that's the organized so far tier list. We have a few names we're going to do next video. Okay, we got a few. Okay, yeah, plenty of stuff to talk about. Yeah, man, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Is there any band that I should know who aren't on this list, who ended up in the N/A category? Am I missing some essential bands here? Let me know. I have not listened to everything. I really only got into death metal around 2020, I want to say, is when I first dipped my toes deep in the water. I've always liked bands like Death, but I don't think I took a dive into the genre till about 2020. And since then, I've been in and out, man. Earlier this year, it was like the only thing I listened to. But yeah, let me know. What should I check out? What genre I should do a tier list for next? And after next episode of the tier list, we're going to do the bracket. Put these bands up against each other head to head, see what I end up going with. Yeah. Till then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.